NBA players that started basketball late. Let's go. Most of the top NBA players nowadays started playing basketball early in their childhood, and some have been around the NBA players their whole entire lives. But we all know this doesn't always mean everything, as determination, focus, and consistency are more important than how early a player starts to play, not only in basketball but in all sports. And these NBA players prove that fact. Starting with Dirk, he was 13 years old when he started playing basketball. And the fact that he doesn't have the physical gifts besides his height, like some of the bigs that he would end up encountering in the NBA, this meant that he would have to rely on his pure skill and love of the game, developing his iconic one-legged fadeaway and a lot of other skills throughout his basketball career, which would be enough for him to be a 14-time All-Star, 12-time All-NBA, League MVP, NBA champion, and Finals MVP, and one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history in his 20-year career. Next up, we got Amar'e Stoudemire. He started playing basketball at 14 years old, and even with a rough childhood, he was able to make the NBA at 20 years old and be a 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA team selection, and winning Rookie of the Year in his 15 years in the league. Up next, we got Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan started playing basketball at 14 years old. He was actually a professional swimmer, planning on making the Olympics, but unfortunately a hurricane took out the only pool that was equipped like the Olympic pool that he was training on. So he decided to train in the ocean, but he didn't really do that for too long because he's afraid of sharks. So he decided to go into basketball and became a Rookie of the Year, 15-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, 5-time NBA champion, and a 3-time Finals MVP, and the greatest power forward and widely regarded as a top 10 greatest player of all time in 18 seasons in the league. Up next, we got Joel Embiid. He started playing basketball at 15 years old, coming from Cameroon. Even though he's considered a flopper and betrayed his word with France and Cameroon, we still have to respect the fact that he was able to leave a hard situation in Cameroon and move in the States, start playing basketball later than usual, and become a 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 2-time scoring champ, and a league MVP. And he's in just his 8th season in the league, not counting the 2 years he was injured. It appears he still has a lot of years left. God forbid any injuries. Okay, so up next we got Hakeem. He started playing basketball at 15 years old. He's considered not only one of the greatest centers of all time, one of the greatest players of all time, but also considered to have the greatest footwork of all time. In his 18-year career, he has 12 All-Star selections, League MVP, and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and is also a 2-time NBA champion with 2 Finals MVPs. In the Jordan era too, when nobody was winning in the Jordan era. But we all know during this time Jordan was playing in baseball, but still impressive though, considering that he was the only All-Star on his team for those 2 championships. Up next we got Steve Francis. He started playing basketball at 16 years old. He only played 8 years in the league due to injury, but was able to become a 3-time All-Star and a Rookie of the Year in that time. Up next, we got Pascal Siakam. He coming from Cameroon, started playing basketball at 17 years old, and he developed himself to a Most Improved Player award, 2-time All-Star, and 2-time All-NBA in his 9th season in the league, and he's still going. And also an NBA champion to his resume. Up next, we got Dikembe Mutombo. Started playing basketball at 17 years old, and in his playing career, he acquired 4 DPOYs and was an 8-time All-Star while developing one of the most iconic celebrations in NBA history. Next up, we got Mark Eaton. He started playing basketball at 20 years old and making the NBA at 26 years old, where he won 2 DPOYs, 5-time All-Defensive Team, a 4-time block champion, and being a 1-time All-Star. Every time I be thinking of Mark Eaton, I just be thinking of the most cheesiest big man lineup like one of my friends plays with in 2K. Yeah, you know who he is. We got Dennis Rodman. He started playing basketball at 21 years old. Before this, he was homeless, going from one friend's house to another, eventually making the NBA at 25 years old. And now is regarded as one, if not the greatest rebounder of all time, as a 2-time All-Star and a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year and a 5-time NBA champion. So each one of these players is literally proof that no matter when you start, it's not about when you start, it's about the focus and determination that you have and the passion that you have to be able to pursue whatever you want to pursue. And in a difficult sport like basketball, where starting early is considered an advantage, these guys were able to go past those limitations because they knew that the only limitations was their minds. Thanks for watching. If you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and I'll catch y'all niggas later, man. Peace.